And we are live, people. We are live and kicking everybody. I hope everyone's feeling well. Big up everybody today. It is a Tuesday. It is a Tuesday, people. How is everybody feeling? I have the latest Manchester United news for you guys to go through. Big up the chat first and foremost. Turkish, Jerry and TK already in the chat. What's happening, guys? What is the latest news? I also saw one of the news that I broke yesterday is now being circulated by everybody. This small channel, small channel, is breaking news that is being reported by other YouTubers. What? That's kind of good, isn't it? That's kind of good, people. Anyway, there is a lot for us to get through, guys. There's a lot for us to get through. Operation International Reset. What is Operation International Reset? Apparently, people, Manchester United are thinking about replacing the manager in October, in the international break. Is it true? Is it false? Where is the news coming from? Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. The news, whether it's Sky, whether it's TalkSport, ESPN, whatever it is, everybody is throwing United stats all over the place. There are negative stats upon negative stats upon negative stats, and everybody is getting their knives out and twisting it into Manchester United fans. We're going to talk about it, guys. United senior players are confused by Amorim. It's starting to happen, and you know when this starts to happen, sometimes you can't put the genie back in the bottle. The senior Manchester United players apparently are now starting to talk, saying they're confused by Amorim's system, guys. You know when that starts to happen, you know there are now rumours about who is going to replace Ruben Amorim. It's starting, guys. It is starting. Sen Lamen's brother has come out to protect him. He has some quotes, and we have quotes from him to go through. Also, a reiteration that Radcliffe, yes, Jim Radcliffe says Manchester United need to finish in the Champions League positions. Is that a demand? Or is that a request? Is that a hope? We're going to talk about it. And guys, Scholes, Nicky Butt, some of the class of 92 have come out today chatting. They've been chatting. And we have some of their quotes for you guys as well today. So, a lot of fallout, and we knew there was going to be a lot of fallout from the Manchester City game. Yesterday, we had some news, and today we have even more news, people. So big up the chat. Big up TK. TK's alive. Jerry's alive. So yeah, let's do it. Let's jump into it, people. Let's jump into it. Where was this coming from? Where is this coming from? This plan apparently to replace Ruben Amorim. Indicalia, and I know Indicalia, some of you guys have your doubts. They haven't been factually correct this summer on everything, but they have been right on some things. And they've apparently got an exclusive. They've summed it all up. Apparently, there is a secret operation, which obviously isn't so secret anymore, is it? If it is secret. But anyway, we'll go with it. We will go with it, guys. There is a secret operation called International Reset in play. Senior players are expecting the sack news. Apparently, the senior players are expecting it. According to their sources at Manchester United, there's a plan to sack Ruben Amorim in the October international break if the results do not improve drastically. Some of you say this is not news. Some of you will say this is not real. My question is, before Indicalia came out with this, people were already saying that he was going to get sacked in October. People were already saying that he's got 3, maximum 4 games to go before he gets sacked, which is October, right? So all Indicator have done is just cement what everyone has been thinking, cement what everyone has been saying already. Apparently, according to these guys, there are even secret documents. This is sound like some FBI secrets, Illuminati stuff. But anyway, we'll go with it. There are secret documents outlining the next steps. Okay, great. Once that decision is made, it seems like certain senior players are already anticipating his exit, which adds a layer of tension to the squad. The club has a shortlist ready with the names like Oliver Glasner and Andoni Iraola. The tensions are boiling in the boardroom. So Indicator have come out. Apparently, their sources are saying this. The issue is, guys, they have been wrong with some things, but they have been right with other things. Are they just making assumptions, or do they really have sources at Manchester United giving them this information? Either way, if you are Amorim out, if you want to change, guys, this is good news for you. This is beautiful news. Because not only do we have an ultimatum, we have a timeline. If you do not improve, if we do not see drastic improvement over the next 3 games, you are gone. For me, if this is true, amazing news. He doesn't need, and he shouldn't have, this free reign to just throw as many grenades in Manchester United as possible and set the house on fire and not care. He needs to be reined in. If he doesn't improve over the next few days, he is gone, according to Indicator. I hope this is true. Even if he doesn't go, I think it's good to give this manager an ultimatum. Because the way he communicates in a way where I feel like he's got no threat. There is no ultimatum. He's been blasé about everything. You want to fire me? Fire me. He's just very relaxed. So the fact that we are trying to put pressure on him, I think it's a good thing, people. If, big caveat, this is true. If this is true. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I don't know what the chat is saying, but let me know, people, as we move on. This, guys, is something I want to bring to the attention of the chat. This is not going to be one of those. What is there to talk about? We lost against Man City, and we are, I think, 15th now or something in the real table. There's nothing positive to talk about in today's show, guys. I'm just going to warn you. I don't do toxic positivity. We're not in a good place. And the table that we can all see right now just demonstrates that. Out of the 31 games the manager has played, if the season started when the manager came to Manchester United, if the season started on Amorim's first game and ended now, we will be near or just about the relegation zone. Maybe relegated. Out of 31 games, because we can't include the new teams that, came into the league because they weren't playing in the league. So out of all the teams in the league, out of 31 games, we are bottom. We are bottom. If the season started when Amorim took over, we would be in a relegation battle right now. Potentially relegated. The form that we are showing and we have shown since Amorim has taken over is relegation form. That is scary, guys. That's scary. Out of 31 games, 31 points. That's an average of 1 point per game. With a goal difference of -13. I don't understand. Sometimes, guys, I think it doesn't register sometimes how bad this actually is. This is not good. This is very, very not good. And we can moan about, oh, let's get rid of the goalkeeper and it will be different. Let's do this and it will be different. I've said many times, we don't score goals. That's our main thing. Whether Onana's here or not, yes, getting rid of goalkeepers that, you know, are not good and bringing in goalkeepers that can save. Look what Donnarumma was doing. You know, of course it will help. I'm not saying it won't help, but it's not everything. Getting rid of the bomb squad isn't everything. It isn't everything. I want people to understand that when we got rid of the bomb squad, whether rightfully or wrongfully, we got rid of most of the players that could do something, that could just, you know, have a bit of spark. The Rashfords or the Antonys, whether you rate them or not, the Garnachos or the Sanchos, the sort of like mavericky flair players, the sort of exciting players, you might not rate any of them. And I don't rate most of them. I really don't. But we got rid of all of them. To what? To replace them with 10s and put Mason Mount in the team. You can't beat a man. You also got to understand what we're doing as well, recruitment wise. But this stat up that you can see, guys, it's going around everywhere. Sky Sports created this. And you know Sky Sports don't have any love for Manchester United, guys. What does this mean to you guys in the chat? What does it mean? What does it say? How are you processing this? 31 draws. TK says Lemon's brother speaking up sounds like when Garnacho's brother spoke up. Not good. Well, TK, we will see what Lemon's brother has actually said in due course. Jerry says we would have been relegated last season if we had taken over from the start. Yes, Jerry, that is correct. Factually, Jerry, factually, that's correct. We have this data. We have the stats right in front of us. If he had taken over from the start, we would have been relegated. I don't see how I can't argue with you, Jerry, with that point. I can't. There's no wiggle room for me. 31 points out of 31 games. Good point. Would you guys have preferred to have 31 draws? Does it matter? Because it's still 31 points, right? So I guess it doesn't really matter. But psychologically, would you guys have preferred to draw every single one of those 31 games? Would you have preferred to draw? I don't know what difference would have made, but would you guys have preferred to draw every single one of those games and get 31 points and be like, well, we didn't lose. At least we didn't lose. Flipping heck, what are we doing here? What are we doing if that's a thing? Anyway, guys, let's move on. Let's move on to see what else has been going on in the crazy world of Manchester United. So like I said in the beginning, guys, the senior players are starting to talk now. And we know, listen, we've been here before with about 5 different managers, right? We've, I think, sacked about 5 different managers in the space of 8 years, maybe. So we understand more as a fan base when the feeling starts changing, when players start coming out, when Bruno, the player that you love the most, that you play every game, that you will never drop, that you worship, you kiss his feet, all of these things. When Bruno throws you under the bus, and Bruno's allowed to do so many things and get away with it because we love him. He's allowed to throw another. He's going to throw another manager under the bus now, Bruno, just like he threw Ten Hag under the bus, and nobody cares. But I think he will throw this manager under the bus. I think Bruno's had enough. I think of all the players, Bruno's been played out of position and Bruno's been targeted the most. Everyone's talking about how Bruno's not good enough. Bruno's this, Bruno's that, and Bruno can see it. I always tell you guys, footballers can see these things. They're on the line. They're online. Everybody's online. So he's going to come out very soon, if he's not already, to protect himself, as players do. The question I'm going to ask you guys, as usual, is this. When he does come out and protect himself, Are you guys going to turn on him like you turned against Sancho when Sancho came out and protected himself? The thing I don't like about Man United fans is that there's no consistency in their approach. One player can do one thing, another player does the same thing. One player gets abuse, the other player gets hugs. I see that all the time, and because of my autism, because I'm neurodivergent, I see patterns very quickly, very easily, and I see unconscious bias very quickly and very easy. I'm going to be interested to see what happens. But apparently, according to this article, guys, the senior players are ready. They're ready to start chatting. They're ready to start chatting. So we will see. Eventually, they'll start talking. And I want to know what they're going to be saying, guys. You know, when the manager leaves, then it's going to come out, oh, we never understood the manager anyway. I'm like, oh. And then you'll have one camp say, oh, the players. And I'll be like, listen, we keep changing these players. These players are different players, right? When Pogba was here, you blamed Pogba. When Sancho was here, you blamed Sancho. When Martial, we keep changing these players and then you keep blaming the players. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Bruno's been here for 5 years. And I've said many, many times, he's played well. He's done well to a certain extent. But we cannot complete a full rebuild with Bruno. I said when we got Bruno, we're not going to win any major trophies with Bruno Fernandes as our main player. Anywhere Bruno's gone, whether it's Sporting, whether it's the club in Italy, he's not been a success. When he left Sporting started to win things. It's the way Bruno plays football for me. He plays football, and no matter how many goals and assists he gets, he plays football for me in a very selfish way. He plays football to get stats. He doesn't play football for the team. He's been asked to play in a position that he, doesn't usually play, but it's still a midfield position, and he's a midfielder. And he's complaining. Anyone else, people would be saying, shut up, do as you're told, and play. When Anthony was told to play wing back or left wing back and he didn't want to, we got angry. Just shut up and play where the manager wants you to play. But when it's Bruno, it is, well, Bruno's not yeah, we do that. We do that. Anyway, people, get ready because that stuff will start coming out. It will start coming out. Shivam, big up Shivam. Shivam says Gilnios need to stop this future players agenda. We need players for present. Getting characters and dump Bruno, Cass and Ugarte, Shaw, Maguire and Dallo. Amorim told he needs right wing back, CM and goalkeeper. No one backed Amorim. Yeah, but Shivam, I hear you, Shivs. I hear you. But when you say no one backed Amorim, we got him Cunha. We got him Mbumo. Don't forget we did that, right? You forgot that we did that. I feel like when people say no one backed Amorim, I want to say what you're saying, Shivam, is they didn't back him enough. They didn't give him more what he wanted. And then my question would be to Shivam, what did you want them to do with a net spend of 100 million? They don't have any money. None. And we just about, and Cunha was last year's money. So we only spent Sesko, Mbumo and Lemens, right? And all those deals were all like over 5 years, 15 million a year. We don't have money, guys, right? So the people who want 100 players, left wing back, right, all these things, how were we going to do these things? How were we going to get these world-class footballers with only 100 million to spend net? It's difficult, guys. I'm not even trying to make excuses, but if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. And this manager could have given us another 100 million to spend if he just beat Spurs. That's not Ineos. Ineos didn't force him to lose against Spurs. He did that. His rubbish tactics, his rubbish formation, and the system, we lost against Spurs. Shivam says United senior players won't be here next year. Get these senior players in the bomb squad and out of my club. That's true. That's true. Some of these players will not be here. I don't understand why Amorim is forcing this Bruno thing. I will never understand, because that is why, let's be honest guys, that is why Ruben Amorim will lose his job, or at least one of the reasons. Bruno being played out of position, and not, look, every match we lost it because of Bruno. Emil Smith-Rowe, I mean, we didn't lose against Fulham, we drew, but that goal we conceded was because of Bruno. At least one of the goals we conceded against Man City was because of Bruno. Bruno is a liability. We could have sold him for £100 million. We decided not to. We decided not to reimburse the midfield. Shivam also, big up Wiz, and big up Shivs. Big up Shivam. Shivam always coming with some points. Shivam. Shivam says, tactically flexibility. These players couldn't play Ragnick ball. Ten Hag ball failed, and Oli was at the wheel because same players. Shivam, I'm going to say these aren't the same players that played for Oli. I think the only player that played for Oli that's in the starting lineup is Luke Shaw, and nobody's forcing the manager to play Luke Shaw, and Bruno. Those are the only two players that played for Oli that are in the starting lineup. I'm always going to challenge people when they say these are the same players that played 6 years ago, or the same players that played 5 years ago. I'm always going to challenge people and say, are you sure we haven't changed our whole back line last summer and the whole front line this summer? We literally got a whole new team, apart from the midfield, right? Over the last 3 years, it's a brand new team. It is, guys. Let's be real. We need to become Player Rant FC. I love Shibam, you know. We need to become Player Rant FC now. Enough's enough. Strip the armband, bench him, and tell him club is bigger than one individual. Shivam, you're bold. You've come today with some boldness, and I like it. I wish I was you, bro. Listen, I wish they would do what you say, but I can't see it happening, Shivs. But yeah, I'm with you though. I'm with you with that one, definitely. TK said we've changed everything except Bruno, our formation, and adding more mids. Yeah, just as TK says, I think it's very easy to say it's the players when we keep changing the players. When you get what you want, and when you remove the bomb squad, I always tell people, don't think everything will be solved when we get rid of Onana. Don't think everything will be solved when we get. I always say this to people because so many fans put so much weight in, to the bomb squad, and when the bomb squad was gone, it's almost as if everyone was like, oh, we're back now. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on a second. 99% of the bomb squad didn't even play last season. Anthony was on loan last season. Sancho was on loan last season. Rashford was on loan last season. Malacia didn't play. The only player that played in the bomb squad was Garnacho. So whether we get rid of them or not, they weren't the reason why we finished 15th. And if we kept them, we wouldn't have finished 15th. I'm telling you, if we had Sancho and Rashford and these guys on the bench to come on against Tottenham in the final, we would have won. We would have won. Whether you hate them or not, we would have. So, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But let's get ready. Let's move on quickly, because I know Champions League is going to be starting soon. By the way, guys, let me know the Arsenal score. I don't know what the score was, but let me know the Arsenal score, guys, please. Anyway, these are your contenders, guys. These are your contenders. Let's first of all put a big X over Southgate's face. Let's put a big X over Southgate. No! Listen, I'm not going to lie, when a lot of us heard that Southgate was in a run-in to replace Ten Hag, the fan base pissed their pants, shit themselves, and cried. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, guys. I still will take Southgate the very bottom, over even behind Poch. However, I will take every single one of those managers over my manager right now. Even Southgate. As boring, as pragmatic as Southgate is as a manager, we saw how he managed England. very pragmatic. He's a defender. I don't always like defenders defending managers or defenders as managers. But I'll take him right now because he will set us up pragmatically, make us do the basics, and we'll start winning games. 2-0. F Gunners, man. Fuck your mother, man. Cha. I left when it was 0-0. How did they score 2 goals already, man? These guys. Oh, man. Anyway. So, I don't know, guys. Which one do you want? I think I know which one TK wants. TK wants Glasner. Sorry, the screen's moved, guys. Yeah. Out of those, Glasner and Iriola are the top of my list out of the 5 on your screen. They've Arsenal won. Whatever, man. Go away, Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal goal because Bruno gave away that corner. Rowe wasn't tracked by Bruno. Burnley second goal, Bruno mistake. Miss Pen, Bruno mistake. City first goal, Bruno mistake. Arsenal. When I'm reading out Shiram's comments, it's making me. I know it's not funny, but listen, sometimes you gotta laugh, Shiram, because if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry sometimes, bro. Let's be honest, yeah. And it's just making me laugh because you're just laying it on Bruno, and you come with the receipts, you come with the facts. So I can't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Also, Crystal Palace has released a stat apparently that shows that Oliver Glasner was the first manager, I think, in their history or something, to win 10 games in a row, or unbeaten for the 10 games in a row. Either way, this man is making a name for himself at Crystal Palace with the resources that Crystal Palace have. For me, I say this. That's why I want to go for Prem Proven. If you can turn water into wine, if you get sardine and turn sardine into salmon somehow, if you can do something like that, then I want you. If you can show me you can improve players in the Premier League now, because right now I think we've got to the point where we need certainty. I don't want no vagueness. I don't want to get another, even Xavi from abroad. I don't want a foreign manager to come in and implement some quirky stuff. I want somebody who's done it in the Premier League, doing it right now for a lower team, smashing it. And if he's doing it for them, then I know he can come in Manchester United and surely. And if he doesn't do it, then we got to start saying, listen, there's something in the walls. There's something in the walls. There's something in the DNA. We're not going to ever get back. There's some voodoo. There's some poltergeist at Carrington or at Old Trafford. There's some ghost. There's something else that's going on that's outside of the physical realm. It must be some spiritual shit. Like, if that guy that I'm talking about, whether it's Iriola, who's doing amazing work at the moment, or Glasner, and they come in and they absolutely flop and they just are they crap, then we're going to have to start thinking about something else. Stop the analysis, stop the tactical analysis that I do, and we got to start going to church, and we're going to have to start praying. Because clearly it must be something else. It must be. So, apparently, guys, those are the 5 that some people think Man United are looking at. Those are the people, those are the names on the shortlist. I know Jim Ratcliffe likes his friend Southgate. I know that. And I hope Jim Ratcliffe does not have a say in who our next manager is. He, the owner, needs to just sit down and relax himself. In my humble opinion. Let's move on quickly. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I meant, TK. Lemen's older brother on his move to United. At first, this is his brother, Lemen's brother. I think this is very, very important because we sometimes forget that these guys are human and these guys see things and they feel things and they understand what's going on. He says, at first, I was skeptical about a transfer to Man United as many players have succumbed to the pressure and failed to reach their potential. That's self-awareness. He understands that. But the choice was up to Sen. It would be fantastic if the club can return to its former glory and Sen could contribute to that. That's so interesting, because if his brother is saying this, then of course Lemens also is thinking this, because his brother would have had a conversation with him. So he knows that, and he's seen Onana, he's seen other goalkeepers, he's seen Binder, he's seen other players other than goalkeepers not perform here, fail here. So it's interesting. I think this is not a good thing. It's good for us to know, what the players who come over to Man United think and all that, but it just shows the environment. The environment is just not good. And if a player is already thinking about that and bracing himself for that, what's his mind like? What's his mind going to be like? I think this is very interesting, guys. Shivam says, let's keep Amorim. Bring in Keane for midfield coaching, Rio for defence, Rooney for a striker, Schmeichel for goalkeeper, Giggs for wings, and we're sorted. Man. Big up Adieri in the chat. Big up the chat, guys. So, like I said, TK, I wouldn't say he's come out and he said anything negative. He's not said anything bad about the club or anything like that. He's not on the level of Garnacho's brother, who's just chatting all the time. But I thought it's interesting to share to the chat this quote. I don't think anyone else is picking up this quote or talking about it at all, but at least you guys now know that. Anyway, let's move on quickly. I think I spoke about this yesterday, but this is just, there you go. And now, after I spoke about it, people are, listen, I'm not saying I'm the source. I'm not saying I'm the source of this news, but I'm saying that I was the only YouTuber that spoke about this yesterday. One of the only few. And I feel I brushed over it as well a little bit, because Jim Radcliffe, feel that the squad is good enough to qualify for the Champions League this season. Listen to that. He feels that it's good enough to qualify for the Champions League this season. You guys let me know if you agree with that point. And the Amorim's job security will be more seriously discussed if the side is not on course for European football as the season progresses. Your friend Benjamin Jacobs. Yeah. So, guys. Fabrizio Romano, guys. Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. We're going to get the here we go for Fabrizio Romano, guys. Anyway, sorry. Champions League. Listen, I love that. I love that you are setting high expectations and high demands. My question to you, Jim, is how long are you waiting, bro? Car, you want to finish in Champions League right now? Yeah. How long are you waiting? 5 defeats, 6 defeats? How many defeats do you think Man United could have and still qualify for the Champions League? Because I'm telling you this, guys, we are not qualifying for no damn Champions League. What is this guy smoking? He ain't smoking my stuff, because my stuff don't let me say stuff like that. Yeah. So he ain't getting the stuff from me, guys. I'm telling you now. This is not even Cali, bro. This is the Afghan stuff. This is Afghan Kush. It's not Cali, bro. This is the desert. This is the deeps. This is the real stuff. Champions League? Get out of here, bro. Like Scorpion. Get out of here. Get out of here. But I like the fact that it's giving Amorim a high demand on him, high expectations. Because, sorry, I know it's unrealistic. Yeah, but listen, you're true. It could be. When you can't achieve. Listen, end of the day, yeah. This is how I see it. Amorim is telling Kobe Mainoo to fight for his place while Bruno is stinking at the gaff. That's unrealistic. That's manipulation, yeah. That's mental abuse. Go and compete with this guy. By the way, I'm never dropping this guy. And no matter how shit he plays, I'm going to play him for 90 minutes and never ever taking him off. But by the way, that's the guy you're competing with. No, that's taking liberties. So, Kobe's fighting a losing battle. And if this is true, yeah, you keep your job if you qualify for the Champions League. We're not qualifying for no Champions League, bro. So if Ben Jacobs is correct, if he is correct, and you are Amorim out, this is good news for you. The tap is turning. The pipe is turning. The pipe is turning? The pipe's about to bust. Pressure bust bomber clot pipes. You understand? So, here with me, I say. The pressure I bust the bomber clot pipe. The pipe to my bust to us. And the manager could be out very soon, guys. Very soon. How do you feel about these things? All these quotes coming out now. These players apparently coming out. Start chatting. We've been here before, guys. We've been here before with Ten Hag. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Are we going to do it again? Not even a year in yet. Oh, guys. Big up Shivan, bro. Shivan's making me laugh, I swear. Big up me in the chat as well. How you doing, me? Hope you're doing well, bro. Happy as a squirrel with 100 nuts. Nah, me, don't lie. You're not happy, bro. Well, might be. No. Let me not speak that stuff and tell man that he's not happy. Let me not do that. Yeah, just because I'm not happy. Let me not project my unhappiness onto next. Big up me in the chat though. Ding dong, Amorim is getting sacked. Woo! When the board backs a manager, they get sacked. It's true. When you get that vote of confidence, yeah, we're with you. It's just snaky at the same time, bro. It's deep. To be honest, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City are the only teams with better squads, to be honest. So we should be finishing 5th. Okay. Me says we should be finishing 5th. I don't know if I agree with that, me. But I think we definitely have a better squad than the manager is showing right now with the performances and the results for sure. It was obvious when Jim said no to Mainoo leaving that he backs Mainoo over Amorim. Yeah, because if it was up to Amorim, Mainoo would be gone. I want people to understand that. If it was up to Amorim, Mainoo would be gone. Because he doesn't fit his system and he never will. When Amorim says, what does Mainoo possess, or what does Mainoo lack in order to get into the system, and he says pace, you're done. You're done, because pace is something you're never ever going to get. You're either quick or you're not. If Mainoo's 21, 20 years old, he's been playing football since he was 2. All his life. He's not going to gain pace. That's not something that ever happens to anybody in life. Like Usain Bolt, could run all he likes. I'm telling you, before Usain Bolt was training, he could have already run the 100 meters in about 10 seconds. 10.5 seconds. He could probably do that. At the age of 12, 13, he was running 100 meters in about 11 seconds. You can't improve and if you do improve your speed, you're shaving half a millisecond off your speed. Speed is not something you improve. So if that is your obstacle, pace, that's basically the manager's way of saying you cannot play for me. So it is what it is, guys. Unrealistic targets and unrealistic expectations for the manager, the same way he's putting unrealistic expectations on the players. Then you could argue, what if we got the midfield for him that he wanted? I've always said this, it's hard for a manager to come in to a football team and say, I don't care about the players that I have. I don't care about them. I don't care about their qualities. All I care about is implementing my system, and they're going to have to play my system regardless of how they feel. There's something really crazy about that when you think about it out loud. Imagine not caring about the qualities of your players and just doing your thing because you want to do your thing and nothing else. Imagine saying, I'm going to do everything I can to get this club back, but I'm only going to do my thing. Then you're not doing everything you can then. How do the two sentences even make sense? There's one sentence he says, I'm going to do everything I can. Everything I can to get us back. Everything I can. And then he says, I'm not changing and I'm going to do it my rigid way. Then I'm like, hold on a second. Football can be played in a million ways. We've seen football be played in a million different ways by a million different managers. He's coming with a very fixed system, a rigid way of playing, right? Saying that he's going to do all he can except doing all he can. That's basically what he said. I'm going to do all I can except doing all I can. See about me, yeah, because of this, yeah, them things that annoy me, bro. Them things that annoy the hell out of me, guys. I'm not going to lie. When fans get bamboozled by this guy's words and I have to sit here and listen to him gaslight people, I'm like, what the hell? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Me says, according to reports tonight, Emery and Iraola are favourites for manager at United. Get me Iraola in now, says me. Shivam says, everyone knew we would lose to Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal and City and maybe 2 more teams. I don't understand the fuss and Halpala Hoopa. Let's move on, focus on Brentford. Also, you know me, I can see things. I can see what Shivam is saying. Shivam is saying this. Who have we lost to? Let's rule out Grimsby for 1 second. Let me be devil's advocate and look at what Shivam is saying and approach it Shivam's way. We've lost against Man City and we lost against Arsenal. Drew against Fulham, beat Burnley, and we'll probably lose against Chelsea. We've just lost against the teams that we should have lost against. We're not better than Man City, we're not better than Arsenal, and we're not better than Chelsea. And we're going to... So, the fact that we've lost to the teams we supposed to lose to, if you just, is it the end of the world? If you remove all the context, if you remove the way we played, if you remove the fact that we just about beat a promoted Burnley team, just about beat them, we lost to Grimsby. If you remove all the context and just look at that, is it that bad, guys? That's what Shivam is saying. And I can kind of see, if I ignore everything else and just focus on those things, I can see what Shivam is saying. Me says only 12 million to get rid of this Portuguese baker. Osman says no shade if Radcliffe, bring up Osman by the way in the chat. No shade if Radcliffe is honestly believing that he is delusional, not looking honestly at the problem at hand. Manager might not be the one, but there are lots of problems in the squad. That is true, Osman. The midfield, yeah, is something that needs to be addressed very, very soon. United don't make me unhappy anymore. I can't put my health on 11 men and a Portuguese. Me, I like that. For me, I'm vexed when I'm watching the match at the time. You see, I'm heated, whatever. But as soon as the game's done, I'm back to my normal life. It's done. Like, I've said this as well. I'm not allowing, these rich people who kick a ball. And listen, I love football. But they're kicking the ball around in the grass. And they're kicking the ball into a net. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to strip it back. Understand that you're seeing a grown men just kick a ball around in the grass and then say to yourself, why am I getting angry? Why have I put so much of my emotion into this to the point where if they lose, it ruins my whole day? So I hear you, bro. Manage your blood clot mental health. Position football how you want to position it in order to handle the repercussions. Would help if Amorim plays Manu in his proper position for a start. Manu has never been a CDM all the way through academy. He was a cam. Yep, I've said this many times, me. He is an attacking midfielder in the academy. He's always played that role. And he adjusted for the 8. But we'll see. Oh, yeah, Madrid against Marseille. I need to watch that game. Guys. Anyway, before we wrap up, guys, quickly, because we want to watch the Champions League games. I know everybody wants to watch the Champions League. Bruno Fernandes heat map per manager at Manchester United. I thought this was good to bring to the chat's attention. Once again, give you guys more information about Bruno, just more context. And it's quite interesting because you can clearly see under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when Oli brought Bruno in, and like I said, let's remember why Bruno was brought in. We didn't want Bruno. Sometimes we forget Bruno Fernandes was being shopped around by Sporting all summer to every club, and every single club said, no, he's not good enough. He gives the ball away too much. That's what everyone said, and no, not even Tottenham. Tottenham said, no, we don't want him. We did not want him. The reason why we brought Bruno Fernandes is because Jesse Lingard and Anders Pereira were both tried in that 10 position by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they weren't doing it. They weren't cutting it. So we panic buyed in January, gave Sporting £60 million. We bought Bruno, and then the rest was history. He came, scored. He was on everything. He was on penalties. And he's done well. He did well. But Bruno was a panic buy. Let's not rewrite history. Bruno Fernandes was a panic buy, and somehow he's managed to weed himself into the imagination, into the hearts of Manchester United fans, and the narrative, because of his stats around him, is crazy. Like, he's the best thing. At one point, they were saying he's the best signing since Eric Cantona. I remember these people saying these things. Best signing since Eric Cantona. If he was the best signing since Eric Cantona, it means he's a better signing than Cristiano Ronaldo, a better signing than Wayne Rooney, than Robin van Persie, then Carrick, then Rio, then Vidic, then Keane, then Pogba. He's not even a better signing than Pogba. So the narrative around, when you get a narrative around a footballer and the narrative sticks, yeah, because we live in a world about narratives and slogans. Once that narrative sticks, it's hard to take the narrative off. It's hard to reimagine that, especially when the media are pushing the narrative. And also, Bruno is Sky Sports. Bruno is the media's darling. He's the image for Sky Sports football. They need to protect him because Sky Sports need to sell their football abroad. The Premier League need to sell the football to Italy, to all the other teams around the world. And Bruno has become the poster boy for English football as well. The media, the United fan base, we protect him heavily. And also, look at the heat map under Erik ten Hag. When he's been asked maybe play a bit more disciplined, you can see a bit more heat below the halfway line. And the heat map under Ruben Amorim is very interesting. He's very left-sided, which is fine. I think he's better on the left side anyway. That's the side that he's attracted to, Bruno, mostly. The left-hand side. But yeah, very, very interesting how the heat map, his positions, has changed throughout managers. I thought that was a quite interesting thing to see. Anyway, quickly, Scholes now. Let's quickly run through what these guys are chatting, because I've been telling you guys that one problem that we have also, guys, is the fact that I think sometimes these ex-players talk too much and they don't always help the situation when they speak. So Scholes is talking now about Kobbie Mainoo. And he's come out and he says, no, I can't understand the situation. He came onto the scene a couple of years ago and we thought, wow, what a player. His legs have been called into question. But it's not all about that. Bruno, he works in the midfield when he has all of the ball. Very, very interesting. Scholes is saying, listen, the way that this manager wants to play, I've said it many times to you guys. He wants dogs, workhorses in that middle of the park. Guys who can run all day like flipping horses. Right. Man City don't even have those sort of players. Look at Reinders is not doing that. Rodri's not really doing that. There is a way we can play that has Kobbie Mainoo in the team. There is a way. We've seen it. We've seen it. The question now is, are we still going to continue sacrificing the players for the manager's quirky, kinky little system? Let's go. Next one. Next quote. Let's see what's happening. Rooney's now come out. Wayne Rooney has called for Ruben Amorim to fix the obvious issues in his Manchester United side. He has said the problem with this 3-4-3 system is having two in central midfield. Everybody and their dog speaks about this anyway, so it's not new, guys. We know this. But anyway, let's read on. He said on the latest episode of the Wayne Rooney Show, the players have not got the energy and legs to cover the full width of the pitch and go up and down. They're getting overrun and overpowered in that midfield. It's obvious that they are. Of course they are. If you're struggling, you have to put three in midfield and give yourself a chance to compete. We don't understand why the manager simply won't do that. Why there's always that three-man defense. Why have a defender? Why want a defender to jump into midfield? Why not just have another midfielder? Why buy or try to That's why I say, guys, the way the manager wants to play is very hard to find the sort of players for his quirkiness, for his kinkiness. Where am I going to find a defender that plays like a midfielder? Not a defender who can pass the ball. Glenn Euro can pass the ball. Martinez can pass the ball, but they're not midfielders. What he wants these right and left centre-back to do is weird, guys. It's not just push up once in a while. He wants them to join the midfield and become a midfielder. Why not just add another midfielder and just have 2 centre-backs? You know, when he's just doing too much. He's doing too much. Next one. Let's see who's talking. Who else is chatting, guys? Who else is chatting? Nicky Butt is chatting, guys. Nicky Butt is chatting. What's Nicky Butt saying? Everybody talks about our group, the class of 92. If we had been brought into this environment now, you would never have heard of us. Thank you. I keep telling people who keep saying, Fergie, and these guys. I'm telling you guys, you have to understand the context that you're in. You have to be able to know that the time is different. Football is different. If these guys were around now, they wouldn't make it. Not in this environment, not in this Manchester United team. Nicky Butt made it as a footballer. Nicky Butt wasn't overly amazing as a footballer. Do you honestly think, yeah, Kobe Mainoo is not a better footballer than Nicky Butt? But Nicky Butt made it, and Kobe Mainoo might not. It's nothing to do with their bet, all these things. It's just everything, guys. Everything. Anyway, he goes on to say, we would have played 7, 8, 9 or 10 games. We got brought into a football team that was successful with world-class players. That is missing. We forget that Cantona was already there doing his thing, and Mark Hughes and all these guys. That's the team that they walked into. A settled bad boy team. Anyway, he goes on to say, more importantly, world-class professionals and good men. They made us really trust me. It was more the fact that we had professionals around. Who do they learn from? Who's Kobe learning from right now? Bruno, who throws his arm around all the time? Our captain cries around the pitch, throws his arm around, does all these things. Who are we learning from? Who's who? The leadership team. What? The leadership team is Bruno, Dallo, Heaton. My God. Anyway, when you come into football club, it's hard enough to put one young lad into a team. If you have not got real men to look after you, then you will struggle. If we had got into this group now together, we would not have survived. We would have had a nightmare. I think it's very important to understand this. And some people like to say, or like to think, that if Fergie was around right now, he would be just as successful. I said, no, he wouldn't be. As much as we love Fergie, let's not lie, he wouldn't be. The situation is different now. With 700 million debt. We saw what happened towards the end of Fergie's time. Fergie wasn't winning loads of trophies. Fergie S'd out, yeah? He S'd out after winning the league with Van Persie, because he knew the team that he left us with all Phil Jones, what was the other defender that went to Roma? Smalling, an old Carrick. He left us with an aging team. He couldn't buy the players he wanted to buy because no value in the market. No value in the market. His hands were tied a lot of the times, Fergie, because of the Glazers. Don't forget, no value in the market. There's no value in the market. Mourinho gave him a good time. Then Pep gave him a good time. Not Pep, sorry. Pep wasn't around then. So, I don't know. This is my opinion. This is my thoughts anyway, guys. Anyway, quickly read some comments before we wrap up. Me says, having a quick look at Madrid's lineup, it's a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, it shows that Alonso, even though he played that 3-4-3 formation at Leverkusen, he's come to Real Madrid, and guess what? There's no rigidness. There's no, I'm Alonso. I can only play this 3-4-3 formation. And when I go to Real Madrid, I'm only going to play. What? That is crazy. That's insane. He's gone to Madrid and he's adapted. Mainu is neither a 10 or nor a CM. Where does he fit? He is surplus to requirements. We need to sell everyone except Euro and Delit. Shivam, I think he's surplus to requirements because of the system. But if we change the system, he's not surplus to requirements. I think that is the point as well for me, is that you've got a really good footballer that doesn't fit into a system that's not working. And you, rightfully or wrongfully, are willing to sell everybody that doesn't fit into this system. So you bought into the system, right? There are some people who haven't bought into the system, who think the system is shit. And therefore, why are we going to sell somebody now that doesn't fit into the system when we don't even believe in the system? Do you understand? So there's two. There's you, believe in the system, believe in the manager. If you don't fit in, F off. And there's some others who are saying, system's crap, the manager's crap, get rid of these guys, get a new system. Because some of our best players like Kobbie Mainoo are now being told to get lost. So I understand me. You know me, Shivs. I understand you and I understand both perspectives. It's not hard to understand both. I get you 100%, but I'm just challenging you, you know, as I do. Just challenging. That's all, bro. I'd rather have Seville babysit my kids than Amorim as a manager. Oh, wow. The way I read it, I'm glad I read it that way. I didn't say the name properly. That's funny. But wow. Hit the likes and subscribe. Yep, big up Shivs for that, man. Hit the likes, people. Subscribe if you are new. Yeah. And also Mainoo, I think Mainoo's a cam. Totally is about attacking midfield. I think Mainoo's more of an attacking midfield than Bruno is. I think Bruno plays in that position. You know when someone plays in the 10 role, but he's not a 10? I think Kobbie is actually more of a 10 in terms of his profile, his ability to dribble with the ball at his feet, to play between the lines, than Bruno. But that's just me. I don't know. But big up me, big up Shivs. It's all about opinions, people. Please be nice as well. Thing what annoys me about Ollie, says me, he wasn't good enough as a manager, but boy, he's got an eye for talent. He wanted Haaland when he was at Molde, Caicedo when he was in Ecuador, Enzo. The problem we all had with Ollie, me, he's a nice guy. He's a good manager. My issue with Ollie was I wish he had the best coaches around him. I wish he had the best coaches around him. And I wish he wasn't so stubborn. But you can tell that he's from the Fergie school of management, in the sense that he's all about making players feel good and getting into the psyche of players and management. That's what he's about. And he did that. He put an arm around Pogba and arm around Martial. And Pogba and Martial, that season that he came, you know when we won 10 games in a row? 10 games in a row, because Pogba and Martial flipping balled out. I remember those games. Those two on that left-hand side, the 1-2, the combination, they were just playing sick. Rashford, those 10 games that we won, 10 games in a row, it was just crazy. And he got the permanent job after that. So TK says Bruno would start on any of the top 6 teams. Or would start. Or wouldn't. TK, you scared me. TK, you scared me, you know. I was like, TK, that's not something TK says. I was like, who's hacked TK's laptop? TK, let me know, bro, because I'll beat them up for you. You know me. Also wanted Jude when he was at Brum. Yep, he did. Yep, he did. He did. You're right, me. United are trying to fit squares into round holes using triangles. Says TK. Oh, man. Yeah, man. All right, guys. Berbatov trains the youth teams too, and everyone can learn some good shit from Berbatov, says Turkish. Back them teams could have patience. Yeah, there's no patience now. There's nothing. It's so different now. It's the pressure's different. We don't have patience. The internet is a killer, bro. Back then, you had a bad game, it's all right. It's okay to have a bad game. Now, if you have a bad game, memes galore, people jumping into your flipping Instagram saying madness to you, saying madness to your wife, saying madness about your kids. Listen, I'm telling you, just because we are sensible people, don't ever, ever, ever forget the mongrels, the mutants out there that will do the most. You miss a shot, they come in your DMs and they threaten you and do. Bro, players back then didn't have that. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Me says, you read that Fergie wanted CR7 and Bell back in 2013, but Glazer said no, so he quit. Something like that without me finding it online. Oh, all right. I mean, the thing about Fergie planned to step down before the season ended, I think. That's what he said. But you're right. He knows the truth, bro. Maybe that is the truth. Why I see it with the players not wanting to work for Amorim. If I was a bricklayer and Amorim was my boss, he would expect me to fit bathrooms every day. All the way, yeah. We need a manager who's got Keane's temperament and stands for no S. I also noticed that there's a lot of which is normal, nostalgia. Even I'm doing it and you guys are doing it. And it's psychology. I like to talk about psychology. The reason why we're all talking about the past is because right now, the past is giving us comfort. Right now, we're traumatized. And I know trauma usually refers to somebody whose parents have died or something crazy, but trauma could be anything. You could fall over and hit your face and that could be trauma. Trauma is whatever it means to you. If it's trauma to you, then it's trauma. What we're experiencing is collective trauma. Understand that. That's a fact. Just don't argue with me about it. What we're experiencing is collective trauma. So right now, thinking about the past, thinking about the good times, it's giving us comfort. That's the psychology. That's what's happening. Just so we know. And it's needed. We need comfort, guys, as human beings, when we're not feeling good about something. This is interesting because this is proving Shivam's point more than anything. This stat is probably more on side with what Shivam in the chat is saying. This is Arteta's, what would you say? This was once upon a time Arteta's results. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago when he first started or when he first took over Arsenal. And that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 games. And only 1 win in 10 games. So, once again, you're going to get stats out there to show that, this manager did this and it was this bad before and all of these things. And listen, I'm not a guru. I'm not saying Amorim cannot turn it around. I'm never going to sit here and say Amorim cannot turn it around. I'm always going to say that I don't believe he can. But to sit here and definitively say that he will not, listen, I ain't God. I just don't think he will. But that is a stat that's going around, guys. I don't know if it's supposed to fill you guys with confidence or I don't know. You tell me. Me says I read an article the other week that Mbappe had a trial at Chelsea when he was 14, but they turned him away because he couldn't defend. No. I don't want to believe that's not true. Surely that's crazy. Maybe. TK said, guys, we need to look on the bright side. We are only 12 signings, a new manager and a new stadium away from being competitive again. Almost there. Wow. I never knew in my lifetime that United were going to get like this. All right. I just asked AI about the Mbappe thing. And AI has confirmed that Mbappe had a trial at Chelsea when he was 13. He played against Charlton. Wow. You're right. Me might have been right. I'm reading what AI is saying. And if you believe in AI, AI will pull all the data apparently from the internet and give you the facts. Yeah, I'm reading it now, and he's saying Chelsea staff were impressed with his skills on the ball, but they wanted to see more defensive work rate and asked for a second trial. Mbappe's mother refused a second trial, reportedly telling the club that if they want to sign him, they should do it then. Chelsea did not sign him, and he later joined Monaco. No way. That's crazy. That's actually true. Wow, that's crazy, guys. Anyway, last but not least is last bit of news, right? All right, before we go, guys, apparently sources close to the under 18 speak incredibly highly of the level of coaching Fletcher is delivering. And one insider added that he is delivering training sessions to a first team standard as well as intensity. United are the only side in the under 18s Premier League North or South not to concede a goal yet. Listen to me, guys. I don't care. We could be the best under, this is under 18s. We could be the best under 18s team in under 18s land. I don't care. We could have, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Let's not do this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. Let's not do this. Let's get Fletch. No, we've done it before. No. PTSD. Let's not do this. Let's not, please, guys. I beg. But I'll take him over Amorim. No, I don't know if I will. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not qualified. That's what Musa says. I'm not qualified. Shivam says, TK, we don't need 12 signings, just 3 CMs. One right back. Hey, Shivam, I think TK was joking still. But Shivam's like, TK, we don't need 12 signings. Just 3 CMs, 1 right back, and then 1 goalkeeper. We are sorted at remaining places. We need 12 players on the pitch. Bro, even with 12, listen, even if we had 12 players on the pitch, that 12th player would probably be a defender. This manager, and by the way, guys, I've done my tactical analysis. I did it. And the video has gone up. So please check it out. It's only 15 minutes long. I will say put it on 1.25 speed or something. Listen to it quickly. It's a decent video, like I said. I'll go into talking about really, I spoke a lot about what Man City did to our centre-backs and how they got the space between the lines that they did. So check out the video that I've just done, this one. Yeah, decent video. Let's be honest, guys. I like these videos. I like my tactical analysis videos. I like to go into detail. But to be honest, I'm saying a lot of things I've said before as well. In terms of the midfield 2, the compactness of the midfield 2 versus, when we expand, when we play expansive football, the midfield 2 gets deserted. So yeah, just check out the video, guys, in your own time. It's got about, I think, 70 views now. So it's doing okay. A few of the videos I've done with my tactical analysis, I've had a few hundred views, even a few thousand views as well. So these videos actually do all right. So check it out, guys, in your own time. So that's more or less the news, guys. More or less all the talking points, all the little stuff that I feel is important that I've seen other people talk about. Let me check out the chat as well. What the F Mbappe actually did have. Yeah, it's crazy me. Yeah, I poo-pooed you. But do you know what? Me, at least, I didn't say you're chatting crap. I said it's unlikely. But the first thing I did was check it out. And you were right, me. You were right. I can guarantee Fletcher plays 4-2-3-1. Osman says the beginning of Arteta reign was ugly. He has a shoddy squad and a lot of deadwood to clear out. Couldn't score for like half a year. Smith Rowe and Saka breaking out saved his job. Don't forget, Osman's an Arsenal fan, so he knows what he's talking about when he comes to Arsenal. Let's be honest. The manager chooses the players. I knew if Oz was here, he would be able to tell us about the road ahead. Says Turkish. TK says if United didn't have a massive past of epic success, lots of fans would have already moved on. 100% TK. I agree with you on that one, bro. I know she treated me so well before she turned into a, but I love her. What a woman. How I believe Manchester City stopped. Yeah. It's trauma, bro. It's right now. Yeah, the fans are giving so much. You know when you give so much emotionally and mentally, and you don't get anything back apart from slaps and punches. Yeah, it's exhausting. And the only thing you have, yeah, is the comfort that you used to get hugs 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, you got some hugs. Now you're getting slapped up. And you're like, what the hell? What's going on, man? I love you, man. Why are you slapping me, man? All I want to do is love you. That's us. All I want to do is, come on, Man United. Slap, slap, lose, lose, lose. Punch, punch, punch. And all we have is the comfort that 10 years ago, 13 years ago, I used to get some hugs. I used to get a kiss on the cheek. Now I get slapped when I leave the house. Like, what the hell? What have I done? Nah, if I'll go watch all your videos in a mo. Give me a moment. Yeah, man said to Wiz, you like watching yourself. This guy, I don't know what you mean, TK. But nah, I wouldn't say so. I don't really watch my videos. I feel like, yeah, man, I got a weird face. I don't like watching myself. That's long. But that's long. But you like watching me though. You like watching me, I hope. Anyway, guys, big up yourself, TK, my brother. I hope you're doing well. What's going on with the scores now? Is there any scores that are standing out for you guys? What's going on with Madrid and Marseille? Marseille are winning 1-0. Who scored? Okay, that's crazy. All right, guys. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. For some reason, I put a bet on Marseille. I had a feeling Marseille might do something against Madrid, guys. So I'm gonna go and watch that game. I was contemplating going live, but I am flipping exhausted, people. I am tired. I don't know. I know most YouTubers that do this, they do it full time. They do it full time. All of them. They do it full time. Or if they have a job, they've got a nice job where they're stacking shelves or they're or do something like that part time. Me, I'm doing 10 hours a day work, then coming home, preparing for a show, doing 2 hours. I am shattered every day, guys. Every day. But I'm here. 1-0 now. Oh man. No, man. I want Greenwood to do well, man. I want him to do well. All right, guys. What are you saying? Should I start doing? Because I know Man United are not in the Champions League, but I still want to watch Champions League games. I might do some watchalongs every now and again to some Champions League games. Why not? Why not? Why not? It doesn't hurt. So obviously not to. Who's playing tomorrow? Man City against Napoli, right? Is Bayern Chelsea tomorrow? I might do a watchalong for a game tomorrow. Because why not? Why not? Just because Man United are not in the Champions League doesn't mean I can't have fun, guys. So we'll see. We'll see. Big up the chat. Sick show as usual. Sick show. Big up me, TK. Oz as usual. Shivam. Big up Shivam. Shivam was coming. Shivam was flipping. Shivam had a hammer today. Was going bang with a hammer in the chat. I think Shivam might be the MVP in the chat, you know, slightly. But I can't really give out those awards. That's TK's job. So big up Jerry in the chat as well. I'm not qualified to. That's TK's thing. Yeah, big up guys. It's been good. We'll see what happens. We're gonna get more stuff. We're gonna get more leaks. It's gonna be more drama. You know, we've been there before, guys. We've all been there before, so we know what's gonna happen. Or is it? Can this manager turn it around? Listen, don't ever get it twisted. As much as I don't think, yeah, this manager is right at the moment, I would love for him to turn. There's no beef. I don't hate this guy. I don't know him. I would love for him to turn it around. I would love it. TK, when you make love, do you look in the mirror? TK, if I don't love myself, You know the saying, if I don't love myself, then who's going to love me? If I can't love myself, 1-1 now. Okay. Anyway, guys, big up the chat. Don't forget, it's easier to love than hate. And I will see you guys next time. Big up.